Islam and democracy. Can they coexist? When people hear the words Islam and democracy together, many immediately think that this cannot work. Some imagine strict religious laws, no elections, and no freedom. Others believe that democracy is just a Western model idea that does not fit for Islamic societies. And is this really true? Islam and democracy are not natural enemies. By looking at three countries, Iran, Indonesia, and Tunisia, we can see how different interpretations of Islam lead to very different political systems. First, it's important to understand one simple fact that Islam does not offer just one single political model. The Quran gives moral principles and not a detailed constitution. Because of this, Muslim societies have created many political systems, from monarchies and military regimes to democracies and theocracies. Politics in Muslim countries is shaped not only by religion but also culture, history, education, social movements, and this is why Iran, Indonesia, and Tunisia, all Muslim majority countries, look so different. Start with Iran. After the Islamic Revolution in 1979, Iran became a theocratic state. The most powerful figure is not an elected person, but the supreme leader, a religious cleric. Iran does not have elections or parliament. However, religious bodies like Guardian Council can reject laws or even block candidates they dislike. So, this means that the final decision is not made by people but by clerics. As a result, democracy in Iran is limited. Political opposition is restricted, women's rights are controlled, and freedom of speech is weak. Iran shows what happens when religious authority dominates political power. And let's look at a very different example: Indonesia. Indonesia is the largest Muslim majority country in the world, and at the same time, it's also a pluralist democracy. This can surprise many people. Indonesia is not an Islamic state. It follows an ideology that's called Pancasila, which supports belief in God, democracy, social justice, and national unity. Islam is important in society, but it doesn't control government. Elections are competitive. Power changes peacefully, and different religions can live together. Many Islamic organizations actively support democracy, education, and tolerance. Islam does not need to dominate the state in order to shape society. Islamic values and democratic institutions can work together instead of fighting each other. And the third case is Tunisia, which represents a hybrid model. After the Arab Spring in 2011, Tunisia became like a symbol of hope. The Islamist party Ennahda won elections, but instead of imposing religion, it chose to compromise. Another accepted democracy worked with secular parties and supported constitution which protects human rights, freedom of belief, women's rights, while still recognize Islam as a part of national identity. Tunisia's democracy faces with many problems today, but it shows the Islamist movements can be adapted to democratic rules when they choose dialogue instead of domination. So, what about Islam itself? Are there ideas inside of Islamic thought that support democracy? One key concept is shura or consultation. The Quran encourages leaders to consult their community. Well, shura is not the same as elections. It supports ideas like participation, discussion, and shared responsibility. So, another central value is justice. Islam strongly emphasizes fairness and protection of the weak. Democracy can help achieve justice through laws, accountability, and equal treatment. The biggest debate is about sovereignty because in Islam, sovereignty belongs to God, and in democracy, it belongs to people. And some see this is a contradiction. Others argue that people can rule themselves with respecting religious moral principles. Of course, serious challenges remain. Firstly, clerical power can block democracy, as we see in Iran. Second, gender equality is still contested in many Muslim countries. Thirdly, pluralism, accepting different religions, ideas, is still difficult for many Islamic movements. And these problems are not caused by Islam alone, but by how it is interpreted and used by those in power. So, the question is, can Islamic values and democratic rules coexist? As scholars argue, Islam is flexible and open to democratic interpretations. But what truly matters is a political context, institutions, and human choices. Iran, Indonesia, Tunisia show us the relationship between Islam and democracy is not fixed. It is shaped by history, leadership, and society. And the real question is not is Islam compatible with democracy. It would be right to ask how do Muslims choose to interpret Islam and how do they build a political system.